ha, 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 ha.
Well, hello there. Welcome to Versions, the series where I try to survive 100 days of hardcore Minecraft in every version of the game. Today, we're in 1.7, the update that changed the world. This update first came out on October 25th, 2013, with the last update coming on June 26, 2014. And it has a lot in store for us, all the way from new music to new biomes. So let's not waste another minute, settle in, sharpen your pencils, and check this out. Spawning in a new biome, I would like to apologize for what you're about to see. Yeah. In my defense, this was recorded all the way back in June 2024, so I was still learning how to do this. Just don't think how this was my 8th version already. Moving on from that jump scare, I got going on the usual starter pack. Wood. Stone. Food. Almost died. And by the end of the day, I was left feeling pretty achieved. Next day, we start off with audience participation. Guess what kind of spawner in 3, 2, 1? Zombie. It's always zombie. This one brought horse armor, a name tag, and a saddle. Exactly what I wanted. But before I get to that, I found a new biome. Roofed forest. But we all know what it really is. They can be pretty dangerous, so I stuck to the top of the trees for safety. Acacia boat. I mean, just boat. On day 2, I finally got my hands on iron, allowing me to almost get a full set of armor. But while leaving the cave, I found more. So I did get a full set of armor. Happy boy. The luck didn't stop there, as later on, I found a desert temple. The loot was looking pretty bad, until gold, which you know what that means, a clock. Feeling pretty confident now, I decided to head into the nether. But the spawn was pretty doo-doo. So I headed back, but the game didn't like that tease, so in a tantrum, it put me a little bit farther away from where I went in. Just enough to slightly annoy me, but not anger. In retaliation, I took down a cliff with my bare hands. Yeah, that'll show him. Finding a desert village, it had a blacksmith, but not the best loot. So I took their books instead. It seems like I didn't get quite enough of horses last version, so I got one, making sure to go through every hole we saw. We finally came around to what I was looking for, donkeys. This will be my trusted companion for this update, as I'm going to be a nomad for this version. My goals for this version are to explore, explore, explore. This is the update that changed the world, so I gotta see it. I came out with a 15 heart donkey. I was very happy with this find, as they were added last version, but in all the traveling I never got to see one, so I was a bit worried for this one. But finding them on day 7 gave me a huge boost. I placed a chest on him as he's gonna be in my storage for this version. That's right, all I am allowed to have will either be in my inventory or on my donkey. I organized its belly and moved on to the new flowers. A moment of silence for roses. You shall be missed. I continued on checking out cool caves. And more flowers, which I did not know these ones were called peonies. I made sure to grab all the flowers and shear every sheep I came across. As even though I have no base, I would like to make a little home from time to time. This is exactly what I did in a nice plains. Here I planted new trees, and while waiting for them to grow, I said hi to the neighbors. They lent me their sugar. They also had grass growing at level 39, which must mean it's the special one. Down in the mines I also got not just 1, but 2 pearls, and a lot of emeralds. This witch tried taking them from me, but I was too fast for her. Finally, on day 13, I got diamonds. Breaking my pick in the process. Worth it. Emeralds kept popping up, which feels bad mining them without a fortune pick, but hey, what can you do? I'll tell you what I would do. I would go to my book Olympus, where I would trade for a fortune 3 book, and slap it in whatever item I want. A fortune 3 diamond pick, boom. A fortune 3 wooden hoe, boom. A fortune 3 potato, oh wait, I can't do that, my bad. Witches don't make noises in this version. This made it a bit unsettling, so next time I find one, Editor F will do his magic. Besides that, I continued to enjoy my time in the mines, even finding a mineshaft. But I was running low on vitamin C, so I headed out. Back at home, my tree had grown. Welcome to the game, buddy. I smelted my goods and got organized again, saying goodbye to this place. As I kept traveling, I made sure to pick up items you're always gonna need, and discover something I was not ready for. Are you ready for it? I don't think you're ready for it. I know for sure I wasn't ready for it, but okay, are you ready? A pink sheep! This was in my project bucket list, knowing full well I could go through all 22 versions and not see a single one. So I was so happy to find one. Not in my bucket list was finding two. Two pink sheep. Two. I had no words. Then I had less than no words when I kept finding more. There were pink sheep everywhere. Everywhere I looked, there they were. And whenever I thought that was it, I would go past some trees and boom, found more. Honestly, I was shocked. So I'm putting up the coordinates and the seeds for anyone who wants to experience this. And to also show that I'm not cheating, I didn't just go dying sheep like I did in my world. Not this. This was fair and square and all natural, baby. I tried to go back to what I was doing before, but it didn't feel right. Just like this update changed the world, this was the event that changed my goals. So I headed back home and started experimenting with maps. But no matter how hard I tried to expand it, it just wouldn't budge. Until finally, it listened to me. Until it didn't. So I moved on to fishing to clear my head. Getting a new item on my first try. Pufferfish. Next, I got a pretty good rod. Not the best, but I wasn't complaining. I continued to get new items, and I finished the day settled while I thought about my next move. Once I did, I got donkey and made another temporary settlement while I get all the pink sheep in one place. This was no easy task. What am I saying? It was pretty easy and fun. It was better than getting diamonds. Every new one I found was like a Christmas present I didn't see coming. I tried making it easier on the sheep by placing blocks, but some still couldn't figure it out. This guy's special. And this one. By day 25, I thought I was done. But the more I looked, the more that popped out. The day after, I was pretty confident I had them all, so I decided to count them. Put your guesses in the comments below. 24! The job here was done, so I took down my tent and moved it to a place better suited for my new goal in this version. To build Pink Sheep Sanctuary. A place where this rare mob to relax and thrive, under no immediate threat of death. They aren't the smartest, so just like pandas in real life, they needed our attention. This was such a special turn of events that I made my own Pink Sheep Sanctuary hoodies. Look at it, it's pink! At first I was gonna try to have merch, but I have no idea how that works. So right now, you just got some cool pictures on top of a mountain. And if you ever get one, just know I have number 19, so you can have any other number, but 19 is mine. I continued to transfer the sheep until I got distracted by a glitch in the matrix, but it fixed itself when I got close enough. Suspicious. This pig was very excited to be a pink sheep, and here at the sanctuary we're all inclusive, so I let him stay. For now. The migration was a multi-day thing, even continuing through the night, and by day 32 I was able to take down the temporary settlement and bring the last 2 sheep home. This place is going to be special, but the sheep can't live like this forever, so I went out to pick up stuff that will make this place feel more homey. Once I got back, I got right to work on flowering up the place. I'm sure this is why, out of all the versions, this is the one that pink sheep appeared. Noticing I was over level 30, I decided to make an enchanting table. But of course, I didn't have enough sugarcane. I also grabbed some obsidian, and more importantly, another pink sheep. Welcome home, numero 25. They were living in a pretty sweet place, but I'm sure she wants to be with her people. They're social creatures, you see. After completing my duty, I went back to the task at hand, and came out with a very nice pick. I'm still preparing the area for the sheep, but I was missing some important items. So explore had to make do. Finding a new biome, with tons of new stuff. Those are some nice boulders. I ended the day with some fishing while I waited for my trees to grow. The next day I decided to clear off the wheat. My sheep only get premium grass, the best of the best. After that was probably the most important part, fences. To keep the sheep in, and more importantly, to keep non-pink sheep out. We're here to protect an endangered species, not their common cousin. They are free to visit though, but only on Tuesdays. This is very wood intensive, but every stick is worth it. And then by the end of day 43, the perimeter was done. That didn't mean the job was done though, far from it. I don't want the sheep to be taking accidental fall damage. So hole filling was on the to-dos. I left them a little trench in case they want to play pretend mining. And now for the moment we have all been waiting for. I would like to welcome everyone to the inauguration of Pink Sheep Sanctuary. Running a place like this takes resources, so down to the mines I went. It's not the best case, so I had to get Donkey and go away to grab what I wanted. On the way I stopped for wood, where I got jumped by a pretty loaded zombie. I don't know why he wanted my stuff. He was looking pretty good already. Greedy guy. This errand run turned into its own side quest. With its own tragedy. R.I.P. random horse. The climax was high though, has another pink sheep. Welcome home number 26. I used the new goods around the area. Then I tried my luck on maps again. I was determined to figure them out. And that I did. It's silly. After expanding it, you have to place it back in the crafting table, then take it back. At least it was easy. So I made the map zoom out as much as possible, and set out to fill it. I gotta explore the world still, while being rooted to my responsibilities at this sanctuary. So this seemed like the best solution. I started out like every kid's coloring book, by tracing out the edges. Doing so led me to a witch hut. But still no witch. Just a bunch of pigs I helped us escape. A pretty cool thing is that my first settlement makes it into the map. History. I ran into a problem in the north. An ocean. My old 1.1 foe. But I wasn't too scared. I knew the oceans had been tweaked on this version to be much smaller. The game's still just as glitchy though. I love it. I noticed a savanna on the other side of the water, so that made me have to cross it. I hadn't gotten any saplings earlier, so this was my chance. Donkey did great crossing the canal, but he did miss home. So after maxing up the map, we set out to cross again. While on the other side, I took to the water, so I could finish up the north side of the map. Straight away, I ran into a savanna. Don't need to cross the ocean for this one. After completing the first outline, I headed back home, where I planted my new plants and continued fishing. Sometimes the fishes were camera shy. Very camera shy. Day 61 seemed as good as any to head deeper. The lava is shooting at me! So I shot back. The nether seemed more messed up and magical. Ta-da! Finally, I found a fortress that had a lot of loot. And blazes all over the place. I have 4 blazes by the time I've made it to the spawner, so getting 10 was easy peasy. Then I headed back home and started looking for the portal right away. The ice told me to go past the first settlement, but I wasn't ready for that. So instead I started coloring my map, finding a desert temple. Loot wasn't the best, so I cheered myself up with a diamond sword and started enderman hunting. The odds weren't on my favor, so knowing I was going to be here for a while, I decided to make a mine for during the day and continue hunting in the night. The drops are garbage. Where are my 10 pearls in one night? I started to look for the portal again, finally turning around before an ocean. So I got digging, but my guessing was a bit off. Another eye broke, and still not at the right place. I knew I was close, so I kept trying. Until boom! Finding the portal deep down, it had 2 eyes. Not bad. I found a couple more diamonds, and after marking the entrance with a poor man's beacon, I went home and enchanted my sword for garbage. I mined obsidian to cool off. Feeling better and creative, I made a storage unit for my wood and linked another portal to my stronghold. But I guess I miscalculated. Once I came back, Donkey was gone, but I found him playing around with the sheep. Oh, Donkey. I needed him as I was back to hunting. More diamonds and hunting. Donkey took a fair bit of damage, but he survived. More diamonds later, I had a full set of armor. More enderman killing, the spawns were great, but they just weren't dropping the pearls. Taking a break from all the killing, I fished for the day. And night. Where I decided it was a good idea to try pufferfish. I then proceeded to have a panic attack. You couldn't really tell there, but my real life heartbeat was hitting a new high that day. I needed more wood for the sanctuary, so wood chopping was on the cards. Only during the day though, you know the deal for the night. This zombie thought he was pretty funny taking my pearls. And that wasn't even the funny part. He had a twin. I must have cut them apart. More pearls later, I finally had enough. So a bit more fishing and map coloring, with this dot playing hard to get. I found another family of donkeys and continued exploring until tragedy struck. Me and my beloved donkey fell into a volcano. Not even his 15 hearts could save him. I continued exploring on foot out of respect. Until I made it back home, got a saddle, and a new donkey from the family I had just found. Burro only had 10 hearts. I wonder how long he's gonna last. There's a village near our place. I wonder if they want merch. Then on day 89, the map was completed. The new world has been discovered. Beautiful. After that, it was back to wood. Checking out the different colors, I kept expanding the forest, but I was a bit impatient at this point, so I used my bone meal supply to speed up the process. Then I created a falling hazard, but it's okay. As long as the sheep fall forward into the 1 block of water, everything will be fine. I mined more diamonds and started working on my storage unit. A silo. The way to come down from it is not totally safe, but it is totally cool. I did not like the roof, so I took it down. I moved all my items in. Then I did the small things needed to be done. Placed a chest on Burro, enchanted for fortune, didn't get fortune, got a new floor, and made a new path connecting my storage to my tent. The floor I chose was expensive, so I had to go down in the mines to get it. Not for diamonds, but for gravel. There was a flower growing down in Y12. It felt very special, but the water didn't really let me get a good shot. I completed the floor and added details to it. And more new blocks. Dyed glass. But enough of that. It was time to prep for the dragon fight. So after getting everything ready, I enchanted my bow and set off. Oh, you thought I was gonna die? Nah. Not too bad for a shepherd, huh? I finished the playthrough by watching the sunrise one more time. And ate a new item. Tasty. I'm gonna miss this version, so in memory of it, I made a giant pink sheep. This build isn't just for aesthetics too. It houses the new items and the new mob. Chicken yoke! And that's everything for this episode. Thanks for watching 1.7 and come back next week for version 1.8. The Bountiful Update. Or how I like to call it, the Ocean Monument Update.
And you, my friend, will be number 1. It's there I'm gonna push you off before you push my sheep off. We're gonna go this way, and you're gonna try to fall in the water. Deal? Oh yeah. Oh my god, that's amazing.